Good morning, Tier 3 third grade scholars. Miss Keck here, super excited to jump on into a Tier 3 comprehension lesson. Before we get started, we're going to make sure we have everything we need to grow our brains. What you'll need today is this story, Frankie, from getepic.com. You can find it in your email, or you can go on to getepic.com and type in Frankie. You can pause the video now and unpause it when you're ready to continue with our lesson. Alrighty, scholars, I'm super excited to jump in with you today. I have a question for you. Scholars, what do you think lives in outer space? Tell Ms. Keck what you think lives in outer space. That's so cool. There's so many cool things that might live in outer space that we just don't know about. I'm super excited to read our text today. So in our text today, Sam is certain robots live in outer space among the stars. His family laughs at him and no one seems to understand except for Frankie. We're going to read and find out what happens. Before we jump into our read, we're going to take a look at some sight words that are popping up here. We're going to say these together so when we read, we know exactly what the words are. Our first one is, you got it, nose. Say it. Say it. Say it. Great job. Our next one is that. Say it. Say it. Say it. Awesome job. And our last one is, tell me. You got it. It's play. Say it. Say it. Say it. Awesome job, scholars. So when we're reading, we might come across words that we don't know. Can you tell me how we decode words? Tell Ms. Keck. Awesome job, scholars. So if we see a word we might not know, we're going to look for chunks that we know and say it out loud to ourselves and think to ourselves, does that make sense? We're going to say it faster and faster and keep thinking, does that make sense? Let's check out this word. So I might say robot. Does that make sense? No, I've never heard of a robot. Let me see. This says rob, but that doesn't make sense. But I see this as bot. So I see this word, the CVC word called bot. So maybe robot. Does that make sense in our story? It does, because our story is about robots in space. Awesome job, scholars. So remember, when you're reading, think to yourself, does that make sense? And find chunks you know. Alrighty, scholars. So while you're reading, you're going to think of this question while you're reading the story. And it is your thinking job, which is, what does the author want us to learn from the story? What does the author want us to learn from the story? Scholars, you can now start reading accurately and fluently, and you can pause the video and unpause it when you're ready to continue. Amazing job reading, scholars. You did such an amazing job. Kiss your brains. I am so proud of you. You have been growing your brain so much by reading these texts. We're going to get started and answer some reading comprehension questions. But before we get started, we're going to make sure that we mine for evidence. Tell Ms. Keck what it means to mine for evidence. You got it, scholars. That means we find the answer in the text so we know our answer is correct and we can show our teachers where exactly the answer is. Let's get started. We're going to start with a factual question, which we can find directly in the text. Alrighty, how does the robots come to Earth? How does the robots come to Earth? Find the evidence. Awesome job, scholars. Now tell me the answer. Tell me the answer. Amazing job, scholars. Kiss your brain. Send yourself some shine. Amazing job, scholars. Now we're going to do an inferential question. This means you have to use the picture and the text and what you know in order to find the answer. Why doesn't Sam tell his family about his new friend? Why doesn't Sam tell his family about his new friend? Find the evidence. Awesome job, scholars. Now tell me the answer. Amazing job, scholars. Send yourself some shine. Say, oh yeah. Say, oh yeah. All right, scholars, our last two questions are critical thinking questions. This means we have to think about how a character might have changed or what they're trying to teach us in the story. All right, scholars. So our first critical thinking question is, how does the family change throughout the story? How does the family change throughout the story? Find the evidence. Awesome job, scholars. Now tell me the answer. Amazing job, scholars. You're doing such an amazing job. let's go into our last and final critical thinking question. It is, what does the author want us to learn from the story? What does the author want us to learn from the story? Find the evidence. Amazing job, scholars. Now tell me the answer. Tell me the answer. Amazing job, scholars. You did such an amazing job reading our story, Frankie, and answering all those comprehension questions. I will see you next time. Bye, scholars.